Here we actually do want to open the door, despite there being a voice inside. It's a small room, one you'd find in a stone tower. It's empty, and I can't find a single window in it. What the hell kind of room is this? Although she's trying to hide it, I notice a shiver running down Kid's spine. There may be something of use here. Oh, Majel, there may be something of use here. Let us search more closely, Majel says quietly. You really think we'll find something? Kid proceeds to the middle of the room while I examine the walls and floor. The stone floor is filled with countless scratches covered by splotches of a dry, dark ink. Hey, Majel, would you come over here, please? Something is carved into the wall here. I think it's an inscription of some sort. Majel kneels down in front of the wall and examines the writing. Looking closer at it, it appears to be written in blood. Indeed, this text has been worn down with age. Most of it is unreadable. Here's what I can make out. Won't last longer should dragoons need he enchant sword order to proof. Without any warning, the door slams shut. We stand up, taken by surprise. Then suddenly a low rumbling starts to fill the room. What's happening? Kid shouts, looking around frantically. What's that above us? Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. What now? There's no time to lose. We need to try to ram the door. Kid flies like an arrow, ramming against the door. Her small body bounces back. The door is far too heavy. Bullocks! Majel streaks across the room like a hurricane, dashing against the solid oak. The door creaks but holds tight. My turn. I ram into the door with all my strength. A heavy shock shoots through my body, but the door doesn't budge an inch. The rumbling continues to get louder and louder, reminding us of the heavy blades eager to greet us. Surge. Majel, come on together. The three of us start to ram against the door simultaneously with all our strength. The door hinge gives. We stumble outside, barely escaping certain death. We made it. Behind us, we hear the gut-wrenching sounds of the blades meeting the stone floor. I watch the morbid scene in a daze, gasping huge breaths of air. Finally, the grinding sound fades away. It seems the ceiling has stopped. Damn that Lynx toying with us like that. So, this is the torture chamber. I wonder how many of the Acacia Dragoons it has claimed, Majel whispers. Who? I ask. The Acacia Dragoons. They were once an elite force serving General Viper, a powerful man who used to rule the western territory of Gersbuel. They were defeated more than 10 years ago by the very hands of Lord Lynx. By the look of things, we have apparently found their resting place. Who cares, said Kid as she stands up. Generals and knights and everything, it sounds like some old bedtime story. Majel shrugs his shoulders in silence as we start down the stairs, eager to get away from this awful place. With Kid leading the way, we descend the stairs. At the bottom of the staircase, a quite sturdy-looking door stands on the right. The hallway also continues on ahead, which will take us back towards the terrace. I believe we want to keep going towards the terrace here. After a little while, we come to a door on the left. The terrace lies ahead. Once again, I do believe we want to proceed on towards the terrace. After a short while, the terrace comes into view on the left. The cool evening air trickles in through the doorway, giving me a subtle reassurance. Proceed on through the hallway. Before me, Kid comes to an abrupt stop. My knife's ready, but all I can see is darkness. Then from up ahead, I start to hear a clattering noise. Whatever it is, it's coming closer and closer. Goblins. It's the sound of iron armor clanking against stone floor. I'm sure of it. I could probably take on goblins. I took on like the warlock thing. So let's can we try to run? Let's try to run. Ah, quit being such a fraidy cat. They already know we're here, mate. Her words stab into me like a rusty nail. Come on, let's get him, she yells, insanely bolting down the passageway. Let me get my knife ready. That probably wasn't a good option, but we are up. That's one hell of a goblin. The goblins amount to 5 in all. They seem more intelligent than the usual fare, probably due to some awful form of education and human torture and suffering. Each of them is as tall as Majel, but at least twice as thick. Each of them is equipped with a morning star as well as a mace on the side. These chain-bound spiked metal balls look deadly enough from here. I hope they aren't as skillful with those things as I think they are. Laughing heartily at us, the one in front starts to swing its morning star over its head, taking a step towards me. What do? Deflect its blow with my knife. Come on. Let's parry it. I raise my knife up over my head just as the goblin lashes its weapon down at me. But nothing happens. I look up only to see the goblin had swung its morning star too hard, flying out of its hand and landing clear behind me. It looks at me and quickly backs away, hoping I won't take advantage of the situation. Magel's thundering voice booms out. Surge, take its weapon now. Let's go for it. I dash over to where the huge ball and chain was dropped and snatch it up. Careful not to take my eyes off the enemy, I start swinging it above me faster and faster. The iron ball rams into the goblin's helmet with a dull echo. The creature falls to the ground instantly. I don't think it's going to be getting up anytime soon. Alright, let's see if Kid needs any help. Kid's currently busy with 2 goblins of her own, nimbly evading both their attacks. She escapes from between them, forcing them to smash into one another. There's no doubt. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, are words she lives by, here in the thick of combat. Without a single problem handling herself, Kid's truly a natural. However, the 2 goblins are down, but definitely not out. Taking advantage of the situation, I dash over and snatch a morning star, and one of the goblins dropped, joining the brawl. Coming up from behind, I take aim. The goblin hasn't taken notice of me yet. It's now or never. Let's stab it. I'm better at that, aren't I? Stab it! I arc my knife high over my head and bring it down with a rush of power. The goblin lets out a deafening roar as it instantly starts to scurry about, trying to get the deeply implanted blade out of its back. Suddenly it whips around, staring down at me with a disgusting snarl. As we lock eyes, I realize I should have run when I had the chance. But then suddenly something comes swinging down, knocking it over the head. As it falls to the ground, behind it I see the tall figure of Majel. I let out a sigh of relief as I take the knife out of the goblin's back. However, just as I look up, I realize another goblin's taken notice of me and started to come my way, eager to settle the score. I let out a sigh of relief, saying, Majel, thank you. But before I can finish, Kid comes up and elbows me in the stomach. What the? You're more of a danger to us than you are to them, Kid. Oh, come on, Nate. It was only a little love tap. How about a nice kiss to make it all better? Wait, I think my character really wants that. No way, I shout, grimacing. Apparently not right now. Maybe later. But we did it. I really think I'm starting to get the hang of this whole fighting thing. I'm barely hurt at all. You got a thing or two to learn, but you're getting there, mate. Kid's mischievous eyes sparkle as I glance at her for a moment in the dim moonlight. I set off down the corridor with her, ready for what's next. All right, battle over. After a while, the path splits into 3 directions. To the left is a descending staircase, while the path on the right extends into darkness. Another passageway lies ahead. So we can take the stairs. I've kind of forgot where we are here. Proceed on ahead, turn right, heading towards the study, head back to the terrace. The stairs leads down, so I do want to take the stairs down. As I start to slowly descend the stairs in the dim light, I stretch my hands out in front of me to try and feel for something. However, all I'm greeted with is the moist feeling of these grimy stone walls. It's starting to repeat itself, but still a little confused as to why it's moist. We've descended the staircase. To the left lies a huge stone archway, and to the right we can see a narrow path twisting into the darkness. I believe from here I want to head right. And if I'm right, we should go back to another room. The passageway makes a sharp turn to the right before stretching on through the subterranean maze. Before long, we're greeted with a beautifully ornate set of doors on the right. These are the cores of Riddell, Lynx's adopted daughter. Oh, I think that's the first time they've actually mentioned her by name, but, well, told us who she is. We got the name before, so we want to head past Riddell's room. After a little while, the dark passageway ends at a polished, robust set of doors. Lynx's quarters. Oh man, I can feel Kid's blood boiling from here. We're going to go into the room, so back into Lynx's quarters. Lynx's quarters. Sure hope that key's in here somewhere. Bet that mirror could tell us where it is, Kid says, removing its sharp, large silk cloth. That is the idea. The dark mirror looms before us like a still lake on a moonless evening. Is there something you wish to know? The Venus statue's reflections asks. We're going to ask where the treasure vault key is. We could, but we'll get a better sense of her measurements later. I don't know. I don't necessarily see it, but Surge does. All right, we want to know where the vault key is. If you know where the key to the treasure vault is... Oh, this is me. If you know where the key to the treasure vault is, could you please tell us? The mirror's surface begins to ripple. The whirling smoke soon takes shape into a picture of a large room decorated with rows and rows of books. In a beautiful womanly voice, the mirror responds, "The key you seek, as you see before you, rests within this room. Towards the rear of this great sanctuary of knowledge, within a large purple book, you will find the item you so desire." The image slowly fades and returns to a normal reflection. The spirit has apparently moved to another mirror, Majel says. Okay, let's head for the study. As I head for the door, I suddenly get the feeling I'm being watched. I come to a stop and look around. Then suddenly a faint whisper reaches my ears. Be careful, they know. Whose voice was that? It wasn't any of ours. The mirror. It wouldn't double-cross us, would it? Kid heads out the door, bolting down the corridor. I frantically chase after her, easily as eager as she is. Heading back, we travel through the passageway, eager to shake this feeling of dread. After walking a ways, we come to a beautifully decorated set of doors on the left. We do find Riddell's room again. And this is where we are going to stop it for the time being. That is going to do it for these parts of Radical Dreamers. I've been Baller Scuba. I have been joined, as always, by our intrepid trio of Kid, Surge, and Majel. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time when we keep going. Thanks for watching.